with the woman with the issue of blood that happened. Now Jairus has got to be, she's at the point of death. They get stopped. The woman with the issue of blood touches his garment, gets her healing. Jesus said, "Who touched me?" The whole exchange, we don't know how long it took. And but she tells him the whole story. She tells him what she'd been through, that she fought her way through the crowd, that she'd spent all her money on the doctors. We don't know. It isn't related what she said, but when she said, it says she told him the whole truth. That had to take a while. I've learned that many times you don't hand somebody a microphone and say, "Give your testimony." I hang on to the mic. And right at the end, finally this guy comes from Jairus' house. Says, "Why bother him any longer? Your daughter has died." It didn't go the way he thought it would go at that point. Am I right? But if you look at Jesus' response in that situation, he turned immediately before Jairus could get one word out of his mouth. He turned to him and he said, "Don't fear. Only believe." The man in John 4, it didn't go the way he requested. "You come down to my house, Jesus, lay your hands on her, heal my son." Jesus said, basically in a nice way, said, "I'm not coming, but if you go your way, your son's healed." There is absolutely no indication that this guy questioned. That he just said he believed and he started off. So what's my point? Just because it doesn't go quite the way that we think that it would have went, the method wasn't quite the same, something wasn't quite the same, don't quit believing. Don't quit believing. That man said, "Jesus, come and heal my son." And he turned and Jesus said, "Go your way, your son lives." The man just turned and started off. He believed. That's an amazing thing. You know what? I'd like to see more people like that in the year 2021.
Amen.
He didn't reason it. He didn't question it. He just believed what Jesus said, and he turned and started home. And you know the rest of the story. But see, we need to understand that faith always works. It just doesn't always use the method that we would use. Is this making sense to you? See, all of us have had situations where we wanted something and it didn't either didn't happen on our time schedule or didn't happen the way that we thought it would happen. Don't get hung up on that. Don't get discouraged. Keep believing. I like it when that guy came and said to Jairus, "Why bother the master any longer? Your daughter's died." Before Jairus had a chance to speak anything, Jesus turned to him and said, immediately it says, he said, "Do not fear, only believe." Jesus had committed to healing that girl. And Jairus grabbed onto that word that Jesus spoke to him. They got home. Jesus said, "Oh, okay, you guys all stay out here." He went in, and all these people are wailing and weeping and carrying on, and he put them all out. They went into there's no indication that at any point that Jairus is yielding or submitting to that fear. They went into the girl. Jesus looked down. Everybody else was saying she was dead. I like how Jesus started. Jesus didn't say, just go and say, "Rise." He said, "Little girl, I say to you."
Yeah.
You get it? Everybody else was saying something different. But he walked in, the living word walked in and said, "Little girl, I say to you." Doesn't matter what they're saying. So apparently she could probably in some way hear what was being said. He said, "Listen, little girl, I say to you, rise up." Wow. She got up. He gave her back to her parents and said, "Now give her something to eat." I've always wanted, give her something to eat. I don't know, maybe they were overjoyed. I'm not sure what all that was in that statement. But the fact is, even though in those situations it didn't happen exactly the way that the people thought it would happen. But the fact is, neither one of them, that official or Jairus, either one, let go of their faith. Sometimes we have a dream, a vision, we have a desire, and it doesn't happen quite the way we thought, and so we think it's dead. Maybe, maybe not, but the fact is, we serve a God that raises the dead.
That's right.
So don't give up your faith. Don't let go. Situations come to try and get us to let go of our faith.
Right.
Don't do it. Just refuse. You know, I can think of different passages. Hebrews chapter 6 says through faith and endurance we inherit promises. Galatians says, don't grow weary in doing what is right, for in due time you shall reap if you faint not, if you do not quit. One of the most dangerous quit, and we need to realize there will be things that many times that will come into our lives to try and get us to quit. Don't do it. That's devil talk. Just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it won't happen. And I've seen many people, well, it's going to happen this way. Well, what if it doesn't, sweetheart? That going to mess with your faith? No. No matter how it happens, we get hung up on methods. We get hung up on the way it should happen. This is God's best. This isn't God's best. Just hang on to your faith. Okay? Keep doing, keep believing.